Welcome back. You're still on the breakfast show, and moving to our second segment. Egypt has made a significant strides in enhancing the strategy for the women's empowerment and achievements, which are critical for fostering a promising future. And to shed more light over this, we have over the phone Mrs. Hana Meataz, the presidential program member. Hello, Mrs. Hana. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Let us talk about the efforts of the Egyptian state in the women achievements in the country and empowering them in general.
Okay. So the Egyptian government has made remarkable in women's empowerment through legislative reforms, leadership appointments, and economic initiatives.
Okay.
Like the National Strategy for the Empowerment of Egyptian Women in South Africa. It was launched in 2017. It has played a key role in integrating gender equality in Egypt's development plans. Additionally, programs such as Campaign, which is Empowerment Women's Program, and Financial Inclusion Initiatives have significantly improved women's access to economic resources as well as leadership positions.
Well, also we have to admit that the Egyptian leadership actually involved women in many of the key positions and gave them the chance to be decision makers and preparing them through many programs to be leaders. So how do you see this, and how do you see the steps adopted by the Egyptian leadership?
Okay, so there's many things actually that have happened in the inclusion of women in leadership positions. So far we have witnessed the increasing number of women in leadership, which reflects Egypt's commitment to gender equality. Like I said, the National Strategy for the Empowerment of Egyptian Women 2030 has facilitated greatly this progress, leading to women holding 27.7% of parliamentary seats. It's one of the highest rates in the region, as well as women are comprised of 45% of government employees, which is a number that surpasses the global average. And female ministers and deputy ministers in key sectors, environment and social trajectory. This shift signifies a more inclusive governance model that values women's contribution in shaping Egypt's future. And this number, it's really unprecedented in Egypt because we've never seen these numbers before. And seeing them in the reign of the president of the Fatah is something that is great and something that empowers even young female leaders to pursue their dreams even further and not to give early on, because now we can see how women are valued in positions and how they are somehow rewarded for.
Yes, Mrs. Hana, Doctor, how have the President Sisi directives been reflected in the reality of the Egyptian women? As we know that President Sisi have made a lot of directives, and what do you think?
I'm sorry, can you repeat again, because I didn't...
How have the President Sisi directives been reflected on the reality of Egyptian women in the society?
So we have, first, let me just take a second to tell you about the initiatives that have been, that supported women both economically, socially, and politically. Yes. First, we have the financial inclusion and economic empowerment. With these programs provide financial for small and micro enterprises, benefiting nearly 5 million women, and giving female financial independence through 20 million bank accounts for women. And then we have the Campaign, which is Women's Empowerment Program. And this initiative launched in 2024 focuses on increasing women's participation in leadership roles and strengthening positions. But social protection programs, the government has strengthened legal protection, violence, strengthened social support systems for women, ensuring their safety and stability. And then we have these initiatives have supported women both through politically, economically, and socially. Politically, women have more women in parliament, judiciary, and local government have increased the power of women. Economically, initiatives like the Financial Inclusion Program and small business financing provide 88 billion pounds for women-led business. And socially, expansion of protection laws and women's rights programs, ensuring legal safeguards against discrimination and violence, all these efforts have made women roles in Egypt more strengthened.
Yeah, sure.
Heard.
Well, Doctor, despite of the fact that, of course, women talking about the inclusion, talking about all the rights given to the women and women empowerment in general and all the initiatives, yet still we have some challenges we are facing. Could you highlight some of these challenges and thinking about how we can confront these challenges?
With all that being said, we do face some challenges until now. And these challenges are gender-based violence and workplace harassment. And this still requires a strong enforcement of existing laws. And we also have the problem with the rural women facing barriers to education and economic participation due to cultural and logistical limitations, because we still have that limitations in Egypt. And also the wage gap and opportunities for women in certain industries remain lower than for men, despite the financial inclusion efforts. How can we, the other part of the question, how can we fight these problems and how to tackle it? I believe through highlighting successful female role models in business, politics, science, in order for all of Egypt, even rural areas, understand how powerful a woman can be and how amazing what a woman can do when she takes on a position, as well as raising awareness about gender-based violence, race equality, and financial independence. All those things can help and encourage women, and also through encouraging private sector support for women's employment and leadership opportunities. So if we do all of this, maybe we can tackle the problems that I mentioned before, because at the end of the day, women is, through history, through Egypt's history, women have taken very great roles. We had that ruled Egypt at some point in time, and they did a great job. And up to that, we still have the first women in all of the generations presidents have ruled Egypt. They have made a huge impact. Today they have made a huge impact on Egypt society, because we always said, we're going to say it in in our slang, that every successful man, you can find a successful woman standing behind him and support him. So if we make people understand the concept even more and they believe in it, I believe we could reach heights that we have reached, and we could even go even higher, because if you reach for the moon, you can land on the stars, and that will be more successful than you were before.
Well, Doctor, we have witnessed the unprecedented involvement of the women in the leadership in many positions. What does that mean? That the women have gone to many leadership positions in the society, to political, economically, and all things. Doctor?
Yes, I'm with you. Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, please. I told you that we have witnessed the unprecedented involvement of the women in the leadership positions. What that mean?
What does that mean for Egypt, or what does that
for
mean?
Egypt? Yes, that the women have been put in many leadership positions, the political, many things. How do you see this from your point of view?
I've seen this as great breakthrough in our legislative system and our political system as well, because we have never seen those numbers before. These numbers signify how powerful our nation is, because when you empower women, you basically empower half the nation. So because if we think about it, our nation is divided into two, which is men and women. So we have already empowered men through the years, and now that we're empowering women, we are making huge economical, political, and social strengths that have never been seen before. That just a few days ago, we have witnessed the police assault and it was amazing. And how I've seen women even in this kind of fields made me somehow astonished by what's happening, because that's something that I've never seen before. I've seen in the video how powerful women can be, and how powerful they are physically, mentally, and emotionally they could be. So when we give them the means and ways to be powerful, we could achieve many things.
Right, and still the Egyptian leadership actually is working very hard and giving more and more to Egyptian women, whether we're talking about women empowerment or more initiatives to give them space to be an active model in the Egyptian society. Well, Dr. Hana Meataz, presidential program member, thank you very much for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you, Sahar.
Thank you so much, Nashwa, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.